First tonight, a plan to tackle increasing concerns about open drug taking and rough sleeping have been put in place in one of Cornwall's most troubled towns. St Austell town centre has been given an extra police officer, drug waste collection patrols have been stepped up, and there's funding for a new outreach worker to provide more support for St Austell's most vulnerable residents. Our Home Affairs correspondent Ben Woolvin has been to the town to see what's being done to turn things around.
I just think the people need some help, really, and like the right support, maybe.
Jasmine is showing us how concerns about antisocial behaviour in St Austell are being discussed on Facebook.
What sort of stuff is on there? I mean, what was that post we were looking at?
About someone injecting heroin and smoking a crack pipe.
And that was quite recently?
Yeah, 1 day ago.
Leanne is turning her life around with the help of nearby supported housing, but she's worried about tensions in the community.
Our class is like scum because of where I live.
What do you say to them about that?
It hurts, because I'm a human being. Like, it could happen to you. You could lose your job and you could be homeless and you could end up there and be exactly where I am right now.
3 gentlemen walking past the British Heart Foundation. Wondered if you could just monitor, please.
In the high street, we hear how businesses use radios to keep in touch with the extra security staff they're paying for.
If anybody sees anything, you know, you can monitor that through to cameras. They will pick them up. They want to know roughly who they are, where they are and their direction of travel. Cameras will know if they're a recognisable face or not.
More than 7,000 people have signed a petition saying drug-related antisocial behaviour has been making them feel unsafe.
3 weeks ago, I would have been telling you to walk very carefully where I'm going to take you around the church because the needle finds, because of the drug paraphernalia, because of people who were either comatose or high on drugs or whatever. It was a real issue. There's some wet wipes there that do your arm and the silver foil for the crack.
There are signs someone's been sleeping rough, but no needles, and we're told this is an improvement on a crisis point of a few weeks ago.
We are not about kicking them out of town. We are about helping them, and that's why all the agencies have come together to help these people, to get them off the streets.
A new police officer was assigned to the town centre at the start of August, and charity workers are doing regular walkabouts.
We do twice daily patrols and at least 1 throughout the night, probably 2. And yeah, our housing management officer Jade goes throughout town, keeps an eye on things, helps people who might be in need. And yeah, we work as part of the partnership to help patrol St Austell and make it a better place to live.
Too much focus gets sometimes put on the bad. You hear the term St Awful. It should be St Awesome. When you consider the majority of what does go on in St Austell.
Everyone we speak to tells us people here are pulling together to help the most vulnerable and make each other feel safe. But there is some concern about what happens when the money for increased security patrols runs out and how long extra police support will last. Ben Woolvin, BBC Spotlight, St Austell.
Well, Kim Hager is the manager of Cornwall Council's Drug and Alcohol Service, and Richard Sparks is a recovering alcoholic. I spoke to both of them a short time ago, and I asked Kim why the issue of drug and alcohol abuse in St Austell has become so prominent now.
I think there's a number of factors that are impacting. One is that we are all emerging from a time where we were off the streets and behind closed doors, and things are emerging at different stages. And also, some people's problems have been exacerbated by being in isolation during lockdown. So, and also the people who've come out who aren't affected by drink and drug problems or homelessness have experienced those concerns themselves. So I think it's affecting everyone, really, and we have to recognise that.
And Richard, as someone who was drinking on the streets of Cornwall, give us a flavour of what it's like. What's it like to be an alcoholic living in Cornwall?
You know, it was a period of my life that was a very dark time. It's no one's choice to be an addict, you know, and to get to the point where you're on the streets is, you know, it's devastating to the addict themselves, their family, their friends, their loved ones. And it's not easy, you know. I think the public face of addiction is often the homeless guy on the street, and that's what people see. And you know, as an addict myself, and I feel I can speak for some other addicts, we're not nice to be around. And I think when you see people out on the street with a kind of antisocial behaviour that sometimes goes along with it, that's perhaps why there's limited funding, that sort of thing, for the treatment of people with that problem.
How did you break the cycle? What help did you get in the end?
For me, it took a 3-month stint in an inpatient rehab, which I think certain councils do put people into private rehabs at an incredible cost. But again, it's a very low success rate. And you know, if the council is spending budget on putting people into rehab, they want a higher success rate. But ultimately, it's down to the individual.
Kim, that's a very good point, isn't it? How widespread can you offer the help in terms of the resources you've got financially and otherwise? This isn't just a problem, presumably, in St Austell. So how widespread are you able to help people, and how long-term are you able to sustain that level of help?
We've got we're very lucky that we've got quite a wide range of provision, because we purpose-built a detox unit and we've got 2 residential rehab units. We've got over 1,000 alcohol places and 1,500 drug treatment places, and we have one of the highest success rates in the country. Of course, it's never enough, but we're really lucky in the resources we have, and we've got award-winning services that I'm really proud of.
It's been good to get the thoughts from both of you this evening. Kim Hager, Richard Sparks, thank you very much indeed for joining us.